this is clearly wrong. It's misinformed. 2 trees are being removed which are not in good condition. Others are being moved, and a total of 31 trees are coming into the area. So we are not abandoning our green policy, much as they would like us to then criticize us later. They are telling us, don't create a park and leave it as something like Commonwealth Park used to be before we created the park. So it's totally inconsistent, and it's almost Trumpian.
Now, the GSD is also criticising the significant loss of parking on Queensway, saying government should re-provide that parking before making any moves.
Well, reprovision of parking is already being considered by the relevant department, so that I can tell you now. There will be loss of parking in the immediate area. We all know that we have to completely reconsider the way we use cars. You cannot at the same time criticize the government for not dealing with traffic pollution and then tell it to carry on with business as normal. The world is changing. The GSD has been left behind.
The GSD is also criticising government's idea of converting parking spaces into a green area, saying it makes no economic sense. Our manifesto was created at a time when Brexit was something we were already preparing for. COVID came along, that was unplanned, and it's perhaps a period when we should be tightening our belts. How realistic is it to maintain many of the green projects in that manifesto nowadays?
Look, this is a government of vision. And we have a vision. We have to look beyond Brexit and COVID. We have to be looking at the health and well-being of the community. We need feel-good projects which are good for the environment and good for health. You cannot come out and say, oh, we've got to do more for mental health, and then not do something like a park which does so much for mental health. We have to look beyond that. We will do what we can afford, but we will not simply be dictated upon by people who don't want to progress. They don't want us to complete our manifesto so that they can criticize us later. I think we must remember that superimposed on COVID is the climate emergency, and that the world will suffer much more, and there will be much more death throughout the world if we don't tackle climate change and if we don't improve the environment. I think we've got to keep it in context.